Hey guys, welcome to the English Made Simple show. This is episode number 198, number 198, número 198. Welcome amigos y amigas. Welcome. It is I, your podcast host, Milena from EnglishMadeSimple.net, EnglishMadeSimple.net. And today I wanted to do a refresher episode on silent letters. Before I proceed, I just wanted to mention that today's episode was brought to you by my very own audiobook I created for people who are interested in improving their phone skills. So go to EnglishMadeSimple.net/phone to get your free audiobook. It's called 5 Easy to Say Phrases that will help you sound clear and confident over the phone. Again, that link was EnglishMadeSimple.net/phone. Alrighty, so the silent letters. Isn't English like 90% made up of silent letters? And did you know that 40% of statistics are made up? Alright, I just invented that number 90%, because I wanted to say that the majority of English words contain a silent letter. That's why it's hard to learn English, isn't it? So, amigos, it's very important to know how to spell words in English. Because most of the time what we hear is really not how the word is actually written. And this is why I wanted to do a refresher on silent letters. I do mention these in most of my episodes. Whenever I mention a word, I always say, and this letter is silent. But today's episode is special because I'm going to share a recent experience, my experience of the bathroom renovation that I had done recently. So I'm calling this episode The Silent Letters That Even My Plumber Didn't Know. I'm just being cheeky here, being a bit sarcastic. I also call this a refresher type of episode because we have covered silent letters before in the earlier episodes. Now let me check which episodes were those. So episode number 65 called Flower versus Flower, okay? And episode number 85, how to pronounce plurals of nouns ending in F. Okay, and another one, let me see, episode number 20, difference between listen and hear, and other earlier work. So if you start listening from beginning, you'll be finding out more silent letters, okay, and words that have silent letters in them. Now, I touch on silent letters in most of my episodes. So if you go back to the archive, you can listen to all of the old episodes. Now, back to today's show. There is a reason why I called today's episode The Silent Letters That Even My Plumber Didn't Know. I just love that title. Okay, some of you might not know that I live in Australia. So if you've joined the show for the first time, then welcome first of all. So now you know I live in Australia. This is important to know, yes. I would like to give you a little bit of a context before I dive into today's show. So it's important to know that I live in Australia, and I'll tell you why. Firstly, I have to say that Australia is very multicultural. There are people from various backgrounds living in Australia, and every time you go to, let's say, grocery shopping or you go to a mall, you're bound to hear different accents around you. I remember when I moved from Europe to New Zealand and then I moved to Australia, I was quite surprised when I heard someone speak in Chinese, Mandarin, I should say, or in Indian or Samoan, from the Pacific Islands, for example. I was really surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised to hear different accents because I have an accent and it just made me feel like I could fit in. I didn't feel alone. Now, as I have been living away from Europe now for almost 20 years, I have grown accustomed to hearing different accents, pronunciations of English words, languages, different languages around me, not necessarily English, and I have grown accustomed to seeing people from different ethnic backgrounds. I really love the fact that Australia is so ethnically diverse. And the majority of people speak good English here as they had lived here for a long time. And there are some people who had been living here 40 years and they don't speak English, all right? I've met those as well. Now, this is where my bathroom renovation experience comes in. And I keep mentioning bathroom renovation because it was quite an experience. Okay, and I promise you this is the last episode I'm going to talk about my bathroom renovation. I promise. Okay, before hiring the guys who renovated my bathroom, I spoke to 3 different plumbers. One was Australian, the other was Croatian. The third one was Chinese. But I actually hired a plumber from Italy because these guys in particular came across very professional, and they spent a lot of time taking the measurements of the bathroom and so forth. They looked very serious and looked like they knew what they were doing. Right, cool. As you can see, I've mentioned so many different nationalities already, okay? This is like a daily occurrence in Australia. Okay, so almost each one of these people mispronounce the word plumber. Well, except the Australian guy, of course. There is nothing wrong with this, when they say it, it's fine. I can see that no one used to correct them, no one corrected them in the past before. They seem very comfortable using it, and I didn't want to sound too pretentious to correct them. I just wanted them to do their job, which was to renovate my bathroom. So, amigos, there is a silent letter B in the word plumber. Even though you don't hear it, there is a B in there. But every time I speak to my plumber, he would say plumber, plumbing or plumber. So the correct pronunciation is plumber. And I did mention this in my last episode, didn't I? I'm sure I did. So now there is no excuse. Now you have to know how to pronounce it correctly. Now you know it 100%. I don't want to hear plumber anymore. So another word you should know is comb. So this is another word that I hear people mispronounce. And it's also something in the bathroom, something you keep in the bathroom, comb. The word comb is spelled C-O-M-B, and the letter B is silent. So it also has a silent B in there, letter B, so it's pronounced comb, like with a long M sound, just because it has that B at the end. So we say comb, not comb, okay? Comb. So a comb is used to brush your hair. Another word for the comb is brush. So if you cannot remember how to pronounce the word comb, simply say brush. Brush, B-R-U-S-H. Cool, great. Okay, the next one my plumber mispronounced was the vacuum cleaner. Okay, this is a funny one. There is a double letter in there, double letter U in the word vacuum. But the plumber called it vacuum. It's pronounced vacuum cleaner. A vacuum cleaner is used to vacuum floors, especially the carpet. The vacuum cleaner sucks all the dirt from the carpet. It's also a regular verb. So if you're using it in a sentence, let's say in the past tense, you could say, I vacuumed carpets yesterday. Cool, you're following me so far? Cool bananas. So they were also installing a towel rail for me, these guys. They called it a towel rail. A towel rail. It's pronounced towel rail. This is where you hang your towels in the bathroom after you take a shower. So you use towels to dry yourself after taking a shower. Similar with the word shower, okay? I hear people say shower. It's pronounced shower. Shower. Cool. Did we learn something new today? I hope so. Now, nobody should mispronounce the word plumber, okay? So as I mentioned earlier, guys, you can check out my earlier episodes. If you go back to the earlier episodes, you can check them out for more words with a silent letter. I normally mention it during the episode, so if you have time to listen to all of the episodes, you'll definitely hear me say, and this, make sure you don't say this letter, it's always pronounced like this. Okay, that's cool bananas. This one was short and sweet. Hope you liked today's episode. Okay, and before we finish, if you're someone who uses phone for work and you must speak in English over the phone, you can go to englishmadesimple.net/phone to get your audiobook. And also, before we end today's show, I'd like to say that this episode has also been brought to you by Tour Studies. Tour Studies helps you get a visa so you can come to study in Australia. You can study English in Australia for 6 months or whatever time period you choose, and then you can choose to travel the rest of the time exploring Australia and feeding the kangaroos if you wish. Really, you can feed kangaroos. If you're interested in studying English in Australia, please visit englishmadesimple.net/study. The team at Tour Studies will help you out with visa, with insurance, because I think you have to have insurance, and also accommodation so you can stay in Australia. Again, if you're interested to visit Australia to study English, then please check out that website link, which was englishmadesimple.net/study. And that's it, amigos y amigas. Thanks for joining me in today's episode. You've been jamming with Milena from English Made Simple. You've been an awesome audience. Until next time, hasta la próxima.